Okay, I'm using this instead today. Because apparently my other mic just wanted to not work. Um, Imagine not joining us for Among Us. Yeah, imagine. But, hey, I'm gonna be doing some programming tonight. Gonna start work on a questing system and some NPCs. Just more of a relaxed stream tonight. Pretty fucking tired, so not gonna be quite as high energy, but hope it's still enjoyable nevertheless. Let me throw on some music. Okay, and then shuffle that. Okay, so let me switch into my scene here, and then switch into Unity. Ooh, I'll close Zoom. It was movie night last night, so. Alright. So, obviously, last stream, I was working on the combat system. It's kind of been stressing me out a little bit. So, we're gonna take a break from that. And we're gonna start on the player quests because it's a little bit more enjoyable. I think I'll start with the NPCs just because I don't know. I think I'll end up probably using shops more than quest giver NPCs, but I'm gonna obviously try and keep the code generic enough to do both. And I may end up doing both just in case we decide we want to do that. So let's go over here to scripts, generic classes, and then we'll write one called NPC. And then we'll open that up. So NPC is not gonna inherit from an entity, but we do want sort of a lot of the same stuff. We would want a rigid body and an animator. Let's get rid of the start and update for right now. Let's close all these things regarding combat. Okay. And then actually let me zoom that in so it's a little bit easier to read. Yeah, so that's probably all we want from NPCs. They're mono behavior, so they'll have sprites on them. So obviously with the NPC, what we want it to do is the NPC needs to be able to be interacted with. Needs to be interactable. And then we need to make some kind of indication of that interaction. So like a little exclamation point or question mark or some kind of speech bubble or something above the player's head that lets them know, hey, I can talk to this person. And then, depending on what kind of NPC it is, defines its function and its UI. Ugh. But obviously, this part is for the derivatives. Not for the base NPC class. This would be for shopkeeper or quest giver inheriting from NPC. Yeah. So I do have, I believe, some code already for interacting with objects. Yep, interactable. So we could work with this. I don't. Right now, it's an abstract class. But if I make it a interface, I can make sure everything has. Is that worth it though? I don't know if that would be worth it. Yeah. Yeah, let's do it. So let's make this a public interface. I interactable. Can't do anything from that. We don't need start and update anymore. But we can't have these named the same. So we'll say, instead of on trigger enter 2D, we'll say on interactable enter. Because if they're the same name, it'll overwrite the mono behavior function, or won't let us use the mono behavior function properly. And we still want to use it. We just want to have this to call, I think. Cannot have instance fields. Oh, that's right. So for this, I just need to do public bool. Sorry, I had to move pumpkins. Back on topic. Imagine not playing Among Us with us. Imagine. I feel like I've already said this in a dry, biting sarcasm sort of way. No, I'm really tired tonight. I don't want anything that's like something that I gotta like worry too much about that. There we go. Good point. I just wanted to give you hell. Yep. It's all good. Okay. So now we'll have a... So we have a Boolean telling us whether or not the interactable has been entered and whether or not it's active. We have two functions, on interactable enter and on interactable exit. And then we have void interact, which will be the function that gets called for the interaction to take place. Yeah, so that's fine. So I think making that an interface is better because chests and things like that will also be interactable, different inventories. So it'll be a little bit easier to manage that way. So if we come over here, then NPC inherit from I interactable, and then we implement the interface. So now we have our public bool, our bool entered and our bool active. And we'll come up here and we'll just say okay, it's not what I thought it was going to give me. I'll just write it myself. Bool entered equals false. And then same down here with active. Okay. And these are being got automatically, so I don't need to serialize the fields. I don't need to see them. That's fine. So then we have our on interactable enter and on interactable exit, which we want to check if other dot compare tag, and if that tag is player, then we do something. And same down here. And then the interact is going to be our do something. That's going to be the code that shows a screen or something. So really, we'd want this to be abstract, which I think is fine, right? But it's contained in a non-abstract class of NPC. And then I think that still satisfies interactable. Yep. So that's good. So interact can be abstract. That can be on anything that on the NPCs above it, on the derivatives. So here we can call, instead of say do something, we'll just say interact with, we'll say other dot game object. Okay. So that should be good. I forgot I opened your stream for a second and hear your voice and was confused how you got into this Discord voice chat. Are you in a voice chat right now? Oh, no. Wait. Yeah, no. At least not on the servers. That's funny though. Yeah, I'm just creeping on your voice chat. Just not interacting with you at all, just talking about programming, as I do. Okay. So that's the interactable functions. Then I need these really don't need to be oh. Yeah, but like a separate server that you're not in. Fair enough. So public, well, it doesn't need to be public. I just need trigger enter 2D. So I was mega confused. And then trigger exit 2D. And we'll say on trigger enter, we'll say on interactable enter with collision. And here we'll say on interactable exit, sending it the collision collider. So that's good. So that needs to be interactable, taken care of. And now we can kind of start working on the derivatives. We probably don't need the animator now that I think about it. We're not going to do much, I don't think. But we'll leave it on there just in case. And for that, because we're having triggers and things, we need it to require component type of collider 2D. It doesn't have to be a specific collider, but there has to be some kind of 2D collider on this object that it's being attached to. And on trigger enter, we need to say as well here entered equals true, and entered equals false. So that'll tell us that we've entered the... Ooh, actually, I don't want to interact. Because this is just when we go into the collision. This is just when we detect the collision. Basically, we're within range of the NPC. I don't want to interact then. I want to interact on a button press. Probably enter or E or something. But yeah, the interactable enter just needs to say, hey, you came here, and we are here now. Yeah, that makes sense. I do word good. And really, we don't need these, I guess. But it's fine to have. It's a little redundant, but that way it's a separate function outside of the trigger enter 2D that we can call, and we can use the trigger 2D for other things without getting confused. So we'll still leave it that way. It's just a little bit more organized. Okay. So let's do a... Ooh, namespace interactable. Oh yeah, for my chests. So this needs to derive from iInteractable. Let's implement the interface. Man, how was I doing this one? This is a mess. Let's just, comment that out. Yeah, that should be good then. Because I don't remember what I was doing with the script. Me, wondering why I'm having internet connection issues. I feel like there's something about being in a Discord call and watching a stream. Me, or also me, is a dumbass and never plugged my Ethernet back in. Oh, that's fair. Player is missing something about interactable. Oh, nearest interactable. Just set that to iInteractable then. I think at some point I'm going to change this as well. I'm not happy with this code either. Yeah, let's just return nothing on this because again, this is just this is gonna need rewritten. It's not great. It's a little messy. Oh, and as I'm saying, this needs to be written and it's a little messy. Cody's here to witness it, so that I can he can make fun of me now. Yeah, stream was lagging, and I tested my connection, and I got download speed of like 8 when I usually have 400, so I was super confused. Now she's bragging. That's what's happening. You're bragging now. What'd you say, idiot? Nothing. You didn't goddamn hear anything, idiot. All right, so let's go into project scripts. We'll do another one for NPCs. A new folder for NPCs. And then we'll say create new C#, and this one will be I'm doing my homework. Doing my homework, beautiful, and I thought I heard you say my name. I did say your name because I said that I was messing stuff up, and then I saw that you were watching the stream, so I said you were gonna make fun of me for messing stuff up and not reworking it. This first NPC will do the. We'll do. I don't have either system implemented. There's gonna be a shopkeeper or a quest giver, and I don't really have either a quest or a shop system implemented. So we'll go with what the stream says and do a quest giver. No, I'm trying to use a make file to build a project for my SWE class that doesn't compile anyway. Nice. That sounds aggravating. And then let's open up that quest giver. Yeah, software engineering. That's what I figured. But I didn't want to read it and sound like an idiot, so I just said SWE. NPCs, quest giver. And this is going to inherit from NPC. And then we're going to implement the abstract class of interact. So. Well, honestly, that's pretty much it for right now. The interact function is going to be called from the player. That's what this mess of nearest interactable is all about. Is checking for whichever one's closest and is currently entered, and that's going to set it as the active interactable. Again, it's messy. I'm going to try and... It's okay to not know stuff. It's just not okay to pretend like you know stuff you don't know. Push. 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 Me? Never. I'm not guilty of that ever. I don't do that. Thanks for coming to my stream. We're going to end a little early tonight. No. I do that. But that's what I figured. I figured it was software engineering. But yeah, the nearest interactable stuff, that's what's going to call the interact function. It's going to be on the player itself. Oh, did I just describe the software engineering practice? A little bit, yeah. It's kind of new battle pass fucks. New battle pass fucks, dude. Does it? It fucks. I mean, that's nice. You know, good to be. It fucks dudes. Yeah, it fucks. So yeah, so I saw you said they like instant buy. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I'll probably pick it up. I saw in your server you were talking about the new map. So, did they add Sky as well then? Like sexy guns, sexy cards, just amazing. Alright, so in generic classes, we'll write a generic quest log. Sky has not been added yet, but map is here. Oh, that's fair. Okay. I'll have to hop on. Maybe I'll hop on tonight. If you don't have a full team tonight, let me know. Maybe I'll hop on. I need to get caught up on some other stuff though, but we'll see. Quest log. So what's the map like then? Because I haven't seen anything about it. And rather than go look it up, because I'm doing something right now, I'm just gonna ask you to explain it to me like I'm 5. Probably starting the stream with Valorant. Oh, okay, fair enough. Well, then never mind. I probably won't be able to do that with you. Explain your dual monitor setup. I've been debating getting a second monitor, but I don't know how to set it up. My dual monitor setup is hacked together because I'm an idiot. I have my actual gaming graphics card, my GTX, on my main monitor, and then I have one that. Yo, Trey, I'm lazy. Can you host her so I don't have to click anymore? I mean, yeah, when I'm done. I don't know that I'll be done when she starts. She's starting in a half an hour. But my second monitor is on a Radeon that I just bumped off of AJ. AJ replaced his at one point, so I just took that one from him. But if your graphics card has, or if your CPU has graphics integration, you should just be able to plug it into the ones on the board. I can't do that because my CPU doesn't have graphics integration, and I refuse to get a new CPU because I'm stubborn. I've not played it yet, but there are zip lines. Ooh, that's not going to be annoying at all with Jet or Raze. But I mean, you should definitely get a dual monitor setup. I like it. I've got all my stream and stuff on this one, and then all my other stuff that I'm doing. Or like I'll watch like a video over here and then do some stuff over here or whatever. I bought a G card with 2 HDMI ports, but there are other ways to expand. Can't live without dual monitor. I'll have to look into that next time when I upgrade my need penta monitor. I'll have to look at that when I'm getting graphics cards. I'll have to look for one with a dual HDMI on it, because that would be a little bit better than what I'm running right now. Mine's, like I said, mine is so hacked together. My computer is probably dying right now. Okay, so quest log. We don't need any of this right now. It's going to be very similar to the inventory. So the inventory had a list of inventory items. This is going to have a list of quests. So we have to write the quest class, quest data class, or whatever. I feel like they'll have to mega fix the shitty shooting while in air if they make shooting on zipline a thing. That's true. I wonder if they wouldn't just consider. They'd probably just consider shooting on a zipline the same as like running, just your normal running speed. Because I doubt they're gonna fix the shooting for that. Because if they do, you can shoot on a zipline. I think you meant it's more the accuracy. Like, are you more accurate on a zipline? Because it's the same as the ropes on split. Oh, okay. So it's not mega inaccurate, but it's a little. Okay. That might be a little weird then. I don't know. I guess I'll have to hop in and play it and see how it feels. That's interesting though. You guys are getting me off topic. I came here to do programming, and I'm talking about Valorant and dual monitor setups. What is happening? Public class quest. Dual. Did I say dual Valorant setups? I think I said dual Valorant setups because Cody has repeated the dual Valorant setups. Oh no. Okay. Thank God. Get some sleep. I can't. LMAO. Okay, so the quest is gonna have it's gonna have a name. It's gonna have a description. Log in on 2 different accounts. Line up your characters in a corner. Control with one mouse. Dual Valorant setup. Yeah, there you go. That's not annoying at all. Description. We're gonna need a. We'll say private loot table. Reward table. And then private float reward XP. Oh my gosh. Oliver, why are you Snapchatting me? You haven't talked to me since last year. So we have the name, the description, the reward table for loot, and the reward XP. What are the fucking odds that while we're talking about PCs and shit, a guy I haven't talked to since marching band last year in college messages me, Snapchats me and goes, "Hey, are you good at building computers?" I'm decent. Get off clap chat. I'm sorry. I gotta respond to people. The fans love me. You know, I'm Twitch extraordinaire. ThinkLink99. Public string. I wrote string and got particle system ring buffer mode. What the fuck? That's arguable. It is very arguable. I suck. Public string name. Get. What am I doing? I don't need to do this. Let's just do public string name. Name. We're gonna copy that 5 times and then do description. Description. Reward table. But you suck the best. You suck the best. Reward table. Reward EXP with a capital R. Just let me know when. And then reward XP. So these need to be changed to loot table, and this needs to be float, and that needs to go away because I copied it too many times. Okay. So I think that's good for now. That's our quest data. We'll probably add more onto that later, but that gets us a start. So in our quest log, we need a public, no, private. We'll say private. Private. And we're gonna actually do a list for this. We're not gonna do an array, just because it's easier to add and remove. It makes more sense that we're gonna be just adding and removing stuff randomly. We're not gonna have a set size like an inventory. So a list of quest. We'll call this. So we'll have active quests. I'm already getting ahead of myself, but we'll have active quests and completed quests. I'm getting ahead of myself. We'll have quests, and then on the quest itself, we'll have a Boolean completed is equal to false. And now I need something up here. We'll say public bool completed. Okay. So that we'll do that. I'm not going to get ahead of myself. If we want to do any sorting and showing of things differently, we'll do it with the one list. We won't break them up into separate lists that I then have to manage, because that doesn't make a lot of sense right now. So we have the quests, and then we want, that's a private list, so we need a public void add quest, and we'll say it takes a type of quest, captain, like that one weird Captain Morgan commercial. And then we're just gonna say quests dot add quest, and it's not a mono behavior object. Quest is not a mono behavior object, so I don't have to worry about the weird fucking referencing stuff that was going on last time. Just simple adding and removing. Okay. So that's that. That's easy enough. I'm gonna do like I did with the inventory with this. The basic quest log is gonna just have the list of quests and functions to interact with that list. Then the player quest log or whatever, which will just be specific to this game, that will be the code that has the UI functions and things. That way my generic classes continue to just be generic. I can use that as a sort of library that I can reference later. I can package all that up and use that later in my code in other projects. And I don't have to have a lot of UI code that's specific to this project. Just makes it a little bit easier. It gives me a starting point for other projects. So we have the quest log. We're adding the quests and removing quests. Cool. Our quest giver NPC, when we interact, so we have the game object interactor. We can say var. Well, no, we don't want to store this necessarily. We want to say interactor.get component. For now, we'll just say quest log because I don't have a player quest log like I'd said. Dot add quest, and then here we'll say new quest. But I can't set this, can I? Yeah. Add quest. We'll do that in the this, and in the this, we will need a constructor. I did not want to do that. I wanted to make a constructor for all 5 of these. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. And we'll set some values. So for this, it can be null, and for this, it can be 0f. That way I don't always have to set those. And then in quest giver, we can say new quest, test quest. This is a test. And then it'll be null and 0 XP, so that's fine. And there we go. So when we interact with the quest giver right now, it's just going to give us a new... It's just going to add test quest into our quest list. I'm getting really tired of saying the word quest. It's starting to not sound like a word anymore. So on Max, we will put the quest log object, quest log script onto him. We'll open his prefab. I hate when that happens. It's the worst. It just doesn't sound like a word anymore. Quest log. Put that under player inventory. And we'll, for right now, we'll serialize this just so we can see it. Actually, don't need to do that. We'll set our... how do you do this? How did I see this? Debug. We'll set ourselves in debug mode. So now I can see... Well, I'll probably have to be running for it. Let me see. Or when you write a word that you've been writing for 19-ish years and it just doesn't look right anymore. Oh yeah, that's all. Yeah, it's the worst, man. Don't maximize. Okay, I guess I just can't see the list of quests. Whatever, that's fine. Or when you forget a semicolon. That too. So we'll just serialize it. Oh, I guess you just can't see lists in the inspector. Okay, whatever. That sucks. That's fine, whatever. So, in order to do this, in order to get this to interact with this quest giver, we need to fix the interactable script. I could probably write an interface again that implements this as an interactor, somebody who is able to interact. But let's just start out. No, that might be a good idea. That might be a good idea actually, because then on the interactable, on anything that's interactable, when they enter, I can have that be called. I think it's a good idea. Cody, tell me I'm wrong. You're good at telling me I'm wrong when I am actually wrong. What? You're wrong. Oh, okay. Now I just feel like you told me I'm wrong because I wanted you to tell me I was wrong. What's happening? Oh yeah. Okay, that's definitely what happened. Okay. No, I'll go through with it. I'll go through with my idea and see what happens. No point in so I interactor. What's happening? I am overthinking this probably, but I want some way to. I'm trying to simplify and modularize the interaction between a player or someone who can interact with things and the thing that can be interacted with. So in this case, two interfaces, I interactable for the thing that can be interacted with, and I interactor for the thing that's doing the interacting. Interacting is now starting to not sound like a word. God damn it. Why am I opening a whole separate ass fucking thing of, yeah. So I don't know why. My brain went to anger. I don't know why. I apologize. Let's get rid of all this. And then put the semicolon, put the brace back in. And this is not a class, this is an interface. So this interface needs a reference to an interactable current interactable. What's happening? Interfaces cannot contain instance fields. Right. Get. There we go. Okay, other Visual Studio that's opening up. Stop. 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 Okay, so the interactor will have a reference to the current interactable, which we can then set on the interactable. Instead of collider 2D, we'll say interactor. And to keep consistent. Oh, no. So, yeah, so then on the interactable enter and exit, we will be setting the current interactable of the interactor. I hope this is making sense. It's making sense in my head, but my problem is I don't word good, and word no come out well to make sense. Yes. I'm honestly not listening. You know what? 100%. That's fair. I'm just gonna talk to myself, which is what I've been doing for the past hour, anyways. So let's do the NPC because that's got the interactable code. Right. The other in this case is checking for player. So we can move this. We can move this down to here and call the interactable if the other is the player. That's fine. And then the interactable enter will do this. Just set the enter to be true. And we need to set the interactor. Okay, so this needs to be collision, and this needs to be collision, and this needs to be collision dot get component of type interactor, interactor. So if it is the player, then that'll be fine. If it's not the player, obviously that will return null. So let's do a quick if interactor is equal to null, return. It's same here. Otherwise, it's just going to keep going on with the function. We're going to set enter to true. And then we're going to set the interactor dot current interactable equal to this. Equal to null in this case. And then here we'll set it to this. Can I do a set? Is that a thing I can do? I can do a set on that. Okay, cool. Good to know. So then the player, okay, so I don't need this mess of code anymore. I don't need that. The player can say, hey, I inherit from iInteractor. We'll say private iInteractable. Interactable. Okay. So the player now has access to the interactable. Or, yeah. To whichever one it's using. It now has access to that one. So then we can write a function that just says public void interact. And if current interactable is not, we'll say if it's equal to null, return. And we won't use current interactable, we'll use interactable. Just because that's the one that's private on the thing. Interactable. There we go. So if that's equal to null, return, break the function, and then if it's not, we'll just keep going, and we'll say interactable dot interact with this dot game object. Why did I need the game object? I don't know. We'll keep it. I don't think I need that, but we'll keep it. Okay. So I think that's good then. I think that honestly is the best way I could have handled that. I'm gonna watch this blow up in my face, but I think I did a good. I think I did a good knowledge there. So on the player input wrapper thing that I wrote, the input manager, let's get the key. Let's put another one in there, and we'll say this key is E. Oh no, it's just gonna do the. we're going to have max, and it's just going to do player interact. That I didn't make. Oh, no, I did. The name nearest interactable does not exist. Yeah. So this code, except for the part in the middle here, needs to be moved, and this can just be done away with. This needs to be moved here, and then do that. There we go. So we set our current state to interacting if we're not already interacting with something, all that jazz. That's just our state machine code for the player. Did I close Unity? No, I moved Unity way the fuck across my toolbar. Okay, so now that should... chest code, why? Why did I write you? Why are you so bad? Okay. That chest code is going to need rewritten again, now to work with the new stuff. But that's a problem for future me. Not a problem for current me. Current me has this problem. So when we press E, it should allow us to interact. But since there's nothing there, it shouldn't do anything. It shouldn't throw an error. Yeah, no errors. That's what I like to see. Okay, I don't know what that one's about. Missing the class attribute extension of native class. That's fine. But everything else, I'm smacking my E key and it's not throwing an error. So now let's get some kind of NPC in here. Art, dev, GFX, NPC. I still need to split this one. Multiple, point no filter, sprite editor. I don't have the sprite package anymore. Fuck. Okay. Window, package manager. Fuck it. Let's just use what I already have. Let's just use a log. We'll just call this NPC for right now. And you can get disabled so that I don't have to get confused. Let's apply the NPC code. Let's get the quest giver code. Sorry. Oh right, I need the collider, and it also needs a rigid body. 2D. And then we need a box collider 2D. This is just going to be a trigger. The rigid body is going to have a gravity scale of 0 and freeze rotation on the Z. Really just going to be kinematic actually, so because it's not going to be there's no forces that are going to be acting on it. And then box collider is a trigger, so that's fine. Let's set the collider. I need to be in the scene for this. Let's set it in front of him more. Oh, or just, stop. So you have to be in front of him to do this. And then we'll add another box collider that is just the hitbox that stops us from running into him. And we'll set that. God damn it. I'm gonna get dinner. Okay, Cody, have fun with your dinner. We'll set that to be there. And that one's not going to be trigger, so that one we can actually run into. And then you select the NPC. Let's stop editing colliders. Let's move him. Set its layer to be objects, right? Why? Sorting layer, objects. There we go. And we'll just put him there. So his trigger box is right in front of him. It's a small little box in front of him. So let's see what happens. Actually, I don't know what's going to happen because it's not going to do anything different. Ignore. Close this. The quest giver. After we add the quest, let's do a debug .log of interactor get component quest log. For right now, we'll make it public, just so I can. Public int quest count is equal to get. Actually, we're just gonna do this and say it's quests dot count. And public. Let's just write awake. That'll work. Awake. We need to actually initialize a new version of quests. Otherwise, it's going to throw errors when we try to add anything or get the quest count. So then on the quest giver, let's just do the quest count. So we should see a number after I interact with the log NPC guy person thing. Alright, let's see what happens. So obviously here, nothing's gonna happen. Now I can't run into it. Oh, now I can't. I can't reach its box. So let me quickly edit that one. And pull it down a little bit so that I can interact with it. There we go. So from down here, nothing's happening. I go here. Nothing's happening. Well, that sucks. It's not breaking. So I assume this function is not being called properly then from the player script. I bet that's what's happening. So the interactable has the interact function, but the NPC overrides that. It makes it an abstract. So if I say instead do interact, right? What am I trying to do here? So in Quest Giver, I have this, the Override Void Interact. So I want this to do interact, right? No, because I need the interact needs to be different. That's the point of it. The interact is going to be different for each NPC. But if I make it a virtual, not an abstract, maybe that'll help. So we'll do that, and then on Quest Giver we'll just say base dot interact for right now. So let's just see if that runs. It should say the word interact. And then hopefully a number, if it works that way. Otherwise, if it just says the word interact, it's only running the one that's on the NPC, and if it doesn't say anything, it's not working at all. Maybe E is not my key? Is that a problem? No, it's E. So what could be the problem here? Maggie, I just saw your message in your server about me being on thin ice. That's funny. Mangoes are bad. Ban me, I dare you. Okay, so so it's not calling this interact function at all. Why? So, okay. NPC will have interact, and that's fine. That'll just be a regular void that the thing wants. Then we have a protected virtual void do interact. Let's say interact action. Again, sending it this game object interactor. And that will be the function then that gets called here. So here we'll call interact action. And then we will override interact action on everything else. And just so okay, yeah, I was gonna say, just so I don't accidentally do it later, I need to remove the virtual from interact. So here we need to say interact action. Changes access modifiers. Oh, yeah, because it needs to be protected. So that should be good if my theory is right. So I'm thinking it just doesn't like trying to call an override of a virtual of an interface function. Wherein if we just call the override function and have that call the actual whatever's going to be, or the interface function and have that call the override, I think that'll be fine. I hope. Otherwise, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. Okay, it's not doing anything. So, let's go back to the way it was. And let's say the problem is in the player script now. Okay. So that's that. So let's check the player script. And we want to see... Actually, let's go to the interactable. So the quest giver. Yeah, let's do that NPC, yeah. Let's do a debug.log on the interactor. And let's see what's going on there. Actually, is my tag player or is it lowercase player? That's also something I need to check. Because that might also be what's throwing this off. I think it's uppercase player. I think I capitalized my tags. Tag player, yeah. So that's fine. Or I guess, no, Unity capitalizes their tags. I lowercase my tags, is what it was. So the player tag is capitalized. So that's fine. Ho, 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 ho. So let's just make sure the interactable, the NPC stuff is checking my enters and exits correctly. I'd say it's not. Is that because it has two colliders on it? I wonder. So if we just go to the log here, let's just create an empty... Oh wait, that's the wrong log. NPC, get out of here. NPC, create empty, and then on here, let's take the one that's the trigger. Let's copy component and paste it as new down here on this one. And then remove it on this one. Oh, I also didn't add the NPC script. Idiot. I swore I added that. Okay. Quest giver. There we go. Okay, so that was probably why, because it wasn't even recognizing it as an NPC yet. Always check your components, kids. Don't make stupid mistakes like me. Okay. Now it's registering me entering and leaving. So now when I hit E, 1. Cool. And I'm currently in the interactable, so I can't leave. Awesome. For now, let's disable that so I can walk away and do stuff. But there we go. That's what I wanted. So, with that, I'm gonna take a quick break. All right, let's just do this. It's just gonna be a getting set because there is no reason to not. I don't need this, and we'll just say current interactable and current interactable. This stuff can then get commented out. And I think I'm gonna end that one here tonight. Actually, that's good. That's a good start. We got the quest log started and NPCs started for the most part. So I think I'm gonna call that good before I do stupid stuff and ruin it. So Thursday night will be another late night programming. We'll pick this one up there. Pick this up Thursday night. Start getting into the UI and that stuff. Glad I was fully engaged the whole time. Cody, I'm glad you were too. Yeah, so we'll keep working on this, and try to get actual UI for it. But yeah, thank you for everybody who came out to watch tonight. Greatly appreciate it. This was fun. Definitely felt like I got more done this time than past streams, so that's good. I'll see you guys Thursday for another late night programming. Probably tomorrow for some gameplay. I don't know what game. Probably Valorant. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.